And we're out here today cutting the ribbon on the Louis-Dreyfus export elevator here at the Port of Baton Rouge. It's been a long-awaited event that I think is going to benefit not only our regional farmers, but the whole state of Louisiana.
And how will they benefit?
One of the things is the economic impact of better participation into world markets with grain and a higher volume moving through the facility. The port's going to benefit by a lot of deep draft ship traffic coming back to our docks.
What did it take to get to this point?
Took a lot of hard work, and most of that work was on the shoulders of Louis-Dreyfus, who spent the time, energy, and money in rehabbing a 50-year-old grain elevator to make it the state-of-the-art elevator on the Mississippi River.
The Port of Greater Baton Rouge is a very good location to locate an elevator such as this. We were able to source grain and oilseed from the local parishes, up to 8 or 10 of the local parishes, as well as bring grain from upstream locations on the Mississippi River and tributaries. The elevator and the facility is going from essentially a local transit facility to an export-oriented one. One of our global strategies is to bring product from local markets to global markets, and this is a very good symbol of that investment and strategic plan. Farmers should be able to benefit from a competitive bid as a result of this export orientation, and we hope this is very, very beneficial for the local economy.
What global markets will you be serving from Louisiana?
The emerging markets in general are going to be the ones that will be served by this facility. Just to pick an example, China and India will double their GDP per capita over the next 10 years. So you'll see considerable improvement in poverty levels and protein demand. And corn and soybeans to China is going to be a big driver of this facility's activity.
We're bringing grain in, we're moving it, and we're putting it back out much quicker than was done with the old facility. Just a couple of quickies here. We've got, you could unload maybe 6 or 8 barges a day with the old facility, and right now we're at 20 to 24 barges a day that we can take grain off and bring it in each day. Loading out to a vessel, I think the old capacity was about 60,000 bushels an hour, and we've upgraded to 100,000 bushels an hour. With regard to grain coming in by truck from our local farmers in the state, we've still got 2 truck dumps, but we've changed all the conveyance inside the elevator, which means we can maximize those dumps and how fast we can turn a truck around and get it back to a farmer in his field. I guess in its simplest terms, it means that a farmer will grow his grain, deliver it here, and it'll go onto a ship for export around the world. The other scenario, which had come to be, I think, how this elevator operated, was it came in here, it went on a barge, then it went to another location and went on a ship. So you've got that barge transport in there and the cost of that in between the farmer and the ship for export. And we're going to remove that, which means better prices for farmers.
I want to thank all of our port commissioners. I want to thank our farmers and others as well. They really had a vision for what could happen at this port, and today we're here to cut the ribbon on the celebration of that vision. It's a great day for Port Allen, the port, and our state. Look, Louisiana offers a great wealth of economic opportunities for companies that ship agricultural products all over the world. We're home to a great concentration of hardworking farmers, some of the best shipping infrastructure in the world. We're blessed to be right here on the Mississippi River, a hub for international trade, a vital economic asset for our state. These resources, combined with our state's strong business climate, continue to attract billions of dollars in capital investment from world-scale companies. These investments are proof that we are quickly becoming the global standard for business investment and expansion, especially for companies like Louis-Dreyfus. The Louis-Dreyfus Group is a global company headquartered in Paris. They're involved in exporting agriculture, oil, energy, and other commodities all over the globe. Its companies operate in more than 53 countries, employing more than 35,000 people at locations all over the world. When they needed to expand their export operations, they looked no farther than our state because their leaders know Louisiana is ready for investment with a great business climate and a highly qualified workforce. Today, we're proud to mark the completion of the Louis-Dreyfus upgraded grain and oilseed export elevator right here at the Port of Baton Rouge. Louis-Dreyfus Commodities invested $150 million to expand and modernize this facility, which will further support our farmers by shipping more Louisiana crops around the world. As a result of their investment, the company retained 23 jobs already in place at the port, created 37 new direct jobs with an average salary of $65,000 per year before benefits. LED estimates the project will result in another 32 indirect jobs. It's a total of 69 jobs for the capital region. They created 100 construction jobs, perhaps even more importantly. They've created more opportunities for our farmers, more competition in the marketplace. And I want to say this about the company. This is a company that underpromised and overdelivered. They made a commitment to spend a certain amount of money when they were awarded the right to come in here. They inspected the infrastructure, decided they wanted to do more in upgrades, and spent substantially more than they committed when they were first given the right to come in here. That takes great leadership, great vision. That shows their confidence in these facilities, our farmers, and this market. Let's give Margarita another round of applause for that commitment to our state.
It is amazing. It's such a fantastic project for our company, and at the same time I see how we are doing it together with the farmers, local politicians. Everybody is so supportive. It's really great.
What potential does this have?
It has huge potential. Like the CEO of the company said, we have to try to help to feed the world, and this will be one of our U.S. is the main key factor for this.
It's a great occasion. We had great support from the Louisiana community from the beginning, and you know, it's come to fruition. 18 months. It's a huge piece of work. A lot of support from every angle and every sector.
Sends out the signal that we're here, we're open for business, and if you're in the commodities and grain business, Louisiana and the Port of Baton Rouge is a place to be.
What we estimate and what LSU studies have shown, opening this facility initially will mean an additional $10 to $20 million a year in the pockets of Louisiana's farmers. And what you're going to see as we increase throughput here and as we increase the amount that is coming in, I think you're going to see even higher profits. What you're also going to see is a lot more area in production, especially in corn, beans, wheat, and those other commodities that will come into this. The first ship that's going to dock here within the week, 60% of what's loaded on that ship will be Louisiana products. And so when you look at that, and you look at everything else, as you have barges coming in, and when they need to fill contracts, if they're short on contracts, they're going to have to buy local Louisiana grain. In addition to that, you've seen the number of trucks that have dumped and how fast they can dump. And they say right now the only thing that limits the speed of the dump is how fast they can lift those trucks. And by that, you will see that the farmers will have greater efficiency and will require less labor, less number of trucks to deliver their products, which will be additional profits to Louisiana farmers. So all of this is working together, and as we are moving forward towards greater productivity, greater efficiency, stronger prices, a better and more positive basis, which is the cost to ship, all of these things and these efficiencies, the net profit is born to and given, it goes back to the farmer, it goes back into the local economy. You saw those beautiful tractors in there. It takes money to buy those. That money comes from the profits of the farmers. This facility helps generate those profits. This is an integral part too. When you look at the development from all up and down this river, the total economics, we're here in a suburban and urban area. So if you want to understand what agriculture does for a city, look at this port, right? The income, the generation, there's hundreds of millions of dollars worth of economic activity here at this port, and that benefits the city and the surrounding areas as well as the farming community.
Oh, this is great. We have been involved with this project since I guess 4 or 5 years ago, and the amount of development and investment here is just tremendous. The producers in our area were really having a hard time finding places to move their product, to get it on the river, to get it to export. This is going to be tremendous for the producers in this area, and they said during the little talk today that on that first ship, most of that product came within 60 miles of Baton Rouge, and that's a real plus for us.
This magnificent makeover that the port did with Dreyfus, and I think it's going to be very good for West Baton Rouge, the state, and the whole world, actually, you know, because they move so many products through this port. So we are very excited about it. With the job, the economy, it's kind of an anchor in West Baton Rouge. So we really appreciate Dreyfus investing in West Baton Rouge.
It's absolutely exciting because what you're going to see is in many ways a transformation. This port is one of the economic drivers of the greater Baton Rouge community. And to be able to increase throughput, to bring bigger vessels through, to increase the time that we'll load and offload will be a tremendous change for the farmers, for the economics of this community. I think this is a banner day. I think this in many ways changes the complexion of what was already a gem, but will even be a jewel at this point, a greater jewel. So I can't say enough to thank Louis-Dreyfus Commodities for what it's done in working through some very, very difficult issues that have made this day possible. I'd like to thank them, and I want the Baton Rouge community to watch and see the economic benefit, the change, the greater role that this port will play as an economic engine for this region.
It's just stunning. I pinch myself every day I come through the port, seeing what they've done and what they've accomplished, and one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, there's still more construction activity going on.
What does this show about the economic vitality of the port and throughout South Louisiana?
I think that it shows a very strong presence, both agricultural commodities and other commodities that the port moves, shows that we're still very strong in deep draft shipping on the Mississippi River.
I would like people to keep in mind that this is one part of a strategic push by the company to participate in global trade markets. We will continue to look for opportunities in Louisiana that make sense together with this asset, and other opportunities in the Mississippi River Delta as well.
Come in here at night anytime to see it on the skyline. It's just something to behold.
If people have questions, like more information, what should they do?
They can contact us directly, or they can go to the port's website at www.portgbr.com.